Good morning, everybody. It's Laura. It's your grateful recovering alcoholic and addict. This video is just going straight to YouTube. I made a video a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I was talking about community service. So I thought it would be a great story to tell about my active addiction. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to take it back. See, when my boyfriend died in 1995, he shot and killed and died in my arms. For those first months, that happened in September, I kept flying back and forth to California. My friend she worked for Freedom Air. They're no longer around, but she was giving me tickets back and forth to California. So I was going back and forth. I still had my apartment condo. It was a huge ass condo I had. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. My second bedroom had nothing in it. And me and my boyfriend used to say that was Bailey's room. That was the name that I had picked out. Not one thing of furniture was in there. I don't know why I didn't have a roommate, because that was a waste of space, and the place was kind of expensive back then. But anyway, so I, my boyfriend passed away in my house, so I was doing anything not to be home. So I was flying back and forth to California. Then I eventually got with, he was a friend of mine. I married a friend of mine too. I'm not so sure marrying your friends is such a good idea. You guys should stay friends only. Anyway, I got with this guy, Scott, and he lives in, his family was moving to Pensacola. So I moved to Pensacola with my boyfriend. I'm going to say, less than a year after Billy died. I was spinning out of control. I should have went to a psychiatrist. I should have talked to somebody then. But me, I mask the way that I feel with food, men, and drugs. Anyway, we moved to Pensacola. I packed everything up. Moved to Pensacola. I was a full-on addict. My girlfriend came to see me in Pensacola. I remember she brought me a bunch of meth. The meth was so strong. I can remember sitting at a bar in Pensacola, and my face felt like it was falling off. It was just like the shit was so strong. Yeah, so I continued to do that shit for 25 more years. Something like that. Anyway, my boyfriend ended up hitting me, and we drove to New Orleans. I had a lawyer friend for New Year's, and it was a drug fest when I got there. I think I had ecstasy with me, stuff. And the guys that I've always been with, it's never one to get high with my boyfriends or my spouse or whatever you want to call them. I didn't like doing that. So anyway, we had some ecstasy. We took some ecstasy. It made him weird. Next thing you know, he was calling me a whore. We were on Bourbon Street, and if you know me before my active addiction, I never would go anywhere without lipstick. I left my lipstick. We were actually staying right next door to Anne Rice's house in New Orleans. Big ass mansion. Anyway, we ended up getting in a fight. It's my 30th birthday. New Year's. My birthday's the 4th. January 4th. We fought. We stayed up. We were up for days. Trying to make it to my birthday. You could sleep before your birthday, but no. Oh, God, no. Heaven forbid we sleep. Excuse me. Anyway, went out that morning on New Year's Day, and we were going to get beignets at this famous place. Don't ask me where it was. Dressed to the nines. Was dressed up real pretty when I'd go out. I remember I was masking the way I felt by my looks. You know, nobody would know. Nobody will know. Anyway, that morning, it was raining. I had heels on. I was walking. My heel got stuck in this grate, and the water was raining, like I said. My heel got stuck. I fell backwards. My pinky went into the hole, and it broke. Happy 30th birthday. I didn't go to the doctor. I cried miserably for 2 days. We went back to Pensacola. The boyfriend ended up calling me names the whole time. I should have left his ass in. Then I stayed with him. So this was January, and we didn't drink or do anything. I remember for like a month. Remember, he wasn't an addict. He was just an alcoholic. It's a difference. I think, in my eyes. Anyway, I remember going in on my 30th birthday and getting x-rays. Broke my finger because of drugs and alcohol. I wouldn't have been fucked up. I wouldn't have fallen. Blah, 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 blah. So I ended up staying with him. We went out drinking one night. It was in March. And he thought he could hit me. Well, I called my mom. My mom was still alive. My mom and my dad showed up in Pensacola. They'd been divorced since I was a year old. It was weird. They showed up to get me like little vigilantes. They picked me up. I went back to Houston. And remember, it was March. I had my baby in November that year. It was March 98. And I went to a Rolling Stones concert with my girlfriend Lisa, who has now passed away from drugs and alcohol. God rest her soul. I have a bruise on my face from filler, so just, that's a bruise from filler. And that's a bruise. Anyway, we're leaving for the concert, and it was still cold outside. I had some skimpy ass dress on, dressed to the nine again, and one of her friends was taking us. I don't even remember who he was. I remember her saying, "Should I bring this shit?" And I said, "Of course, bring it, God. We can't go anywhere without it." Little bag of dope. 27% pure, and I got busted with 0.27 milligrams of crystal meth that was 27% pure. Reason why we got busted, we were in the bathroom, going to the bathroom together. The lady said we were smoking cigarettes. We weren't smoking cigarettes. We were in there doing drugs. Well, anyway, she wanted to pat me down. She found the dope. She found cigarettes. I got arrested. I saw I heard the concert. Backstage, handcuffed. Anyway, eventually went to jail. Controlled substance, 27% pure, 0.27, like literally this much of drugs. Maybe. My lawyer was like, "Damn, I can't even get high off that." That's what he said. It was a joke, but anyway, so I got a year's probation, which is unheard of because you usually get 2 years. But it was so less. It was my first offense. It's my only offense. The only time I ever got in trouble was that time. But I ended up doing my probation, still smoking weed the whole time, playing Russian roulette, my very last month of probation, I got popped for weed. They put me on another year probation. Okay? And I got 200 hours of community service. First time I didn't get any community service because I was pregnant. The whole time I was going to court, I was pregnant. When they finally sentenced me, I remember I was like 9 months pregnant. It was so humiliating, so awful. Do you think I stopped my addiction? No. I continued to drink and drug for 18 more years. Sorry about that, Bailey. Anyway, so they gave me this community service. It was winter time. Cold. They wanted me to get in this van with these people and go downtown and get out of the van for 15 minutes in the 30, I remember it was freezing. Pick trash for 15 minutes, go back inside into the heater truck. It was so hot I couldn't even breathe. Sit there for 15 minutes and we would trade off. Well, that was not good enough for me. That was not good enough for me. I was like, excuse me, I can't do this. I have a young new baby at home. I'm going to get pneumonia. I'm breastfeeding. I'm not doing this. We're like, well, what do you want us to do with you, Laura? I don't care. I'm not doing it. You know, I always got what I wanted. So they called my probation officer or whoever they called, gave me a ride back to the probation center, wherever we were, off TC Chester, I believe. I didn't have to do it. I got out of it. I got out of my probation, my community service. Now, I did have to do community service still, but they put me on light duty. What a bitch I was. Where I had to go in and sit there and shred old manila folders of documents where you would open it up, it would have their mug shot, say 1970. He was driving around and picked up some crack. The officer saw him. He threw it out the window. Like, it was every fucking thing. It was fascinating. I was in love. Of course, you're not supposed to read this shit, but, I don't follow directions. Well, I didn't back then. I do now. Let me say I do now. Anyway, I did that for 200 hours, and I got what I wanted. The point being of this video is I got what I wanted. I didn't have to do the hard labor. I wasn't even breastfeeding. I breastfed for the first 30 days to get the antibodies, and then I was done because I wanted to drink and I wanted to get high and I wanted to smoke pot and whatever. So by me telling them I was breastfeeding, I was lying because I wouldn't have left her under the first 30 days. Anyway, it's crazy to think how far I've come now and how far bad I was. If you're sick and struggling, please reach out. I ended up doing my community service. I never got in trouble again for drugs. That was in 1998. It was a miracle I wasn't in a trap house or a strip club or wherever. I used to have people bringing me drugs to my house. It was amazing they didn't follow me. Follow them. Where's he going with that, shit, So, I used to have an ex-boyfriend. where I'm dealing with the PTSD, because he would leave. He would come back with these far-fetched stories. Whether they were true, who knows, who cares. But I always thought, well, God, I mean, if these stories are true, they're probably following you home. I'm gonna, my kids. I mean, this man was a thief. And his addiction. God knows all the stuff that I know he stole thousands of dollars from me. But I'm surprised that somebody hasn't killed him, if he hasn't changed his ways. I haven't talked to that person, but, bottom line is, I always just want to tell people in my video, if you're doing something that you can't do in front of your child, probably not supposed to be doing it. There is a better way. I'm living proof. I just thought it was so funny when I brought up the community service the other day. It brought back those memories of me getting what I wanted when I wanted it, to get out of the shitty circumstances that I got myself into. I got myself into it, but let me tell you, I'm not doing it because I'm too good to pick up trash and get back into the hot box with these weirdos. That's what I was thinking. I was one of them. But I was good at manipulating. I was good at manipulating myself for number one, I manipulated myself all my life. Just now I'm finding out who I really am. I'm Laura. I'm a sister. Although my brother has passed away from drugs and alcohol, I will forever claim him. I am an orphan now. I tell people that. I don't have a mom. My dad is in assisted living. My family, I don't see him. I've been asking to see him for 2 years. I don't see him. So, he could call me FaceTime every day and I would love it, but I don't talk to him. So, if you have things that you miss, that's okay. Life goes on. Just remember that peace is on the inside, that you can do it, that don't forget where you were, don't forget the shitty things that you've done, because that makes you who you are and your story for today. And, now that you're on the other side of the addiction, now you get to help people. You get to show people that there's a better way, that there's a way that you can do things. I love you guys. I thought that would give you a little kick, because I know I'm not the only one that used to lie, cheat, and steal my way out of whatever I wanted to do. I did. I lied. I said I was breastfeeding. I said it was this. I said it was that to get out of it, which was not true. And, next thing you know, I'm cakewalking through my consequences. That's what Laura would do. Laura was good at it. But you guys, have a blessed day. I love you, love you, love you. I'm going to post this on YouTube. If you haven't gone over to What a Girl Needs in Recovery, we're up to 1,500 members. Please send me an invite. We're loving it over there. We're loving it. We got people from UK, Ireland, California, Michigan, Missouri, Kentucky, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Oklahoma, just all over the place. So yay to What a Girl Needs. Yay to sobriety. Yay to you. You're perfect. You're worth it. You're beautiful. I love you. Bye.